Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Excel Clinic. In this episode, we will be talking about your laggy Excel workbooks. It is a very common issue, especially for the accountants. Very often, we carry forward worksheets from previous months. Inevitably, our workbooks accumulate these issues over time. They become slower and slower. Before I show you the top 5 reasons for laggy workbooks and the ways to fix them, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so that you will not miss the next episode. Reason number 1. Blank cells that are not empty. If the file size of a workbook is unreasonably high, then maybe that is because of those cells that look empty but actually not. Look at this file, 38 MB,
A few moments later.
but there is only one word hello in the file. All the other cells look empty. But if you ask Excel where the last used cell is, you'll be surprised. Cell BD 1 million. How do we fix it? Press Ctrl and N. That will find you the last used cell. If the last used cell is too far off from the actual last used cell, then it might be the one causing the issue. Select the blank rows and delete the rows. If it is taking very long to complete the deletion, you know you did the right thing. You can do the same again for blank columns, if the last used cell is very far off from the actual last used column. Repeat the same for each and every worksheet, including the hidden ones. This issue is commonly seen in workbooks exported from accounting system. Copying from one workbook to another will also infect the other workbook. A good practice is to copy only the range you need. Avoid copying all cells, the entire rows, or columns. Reason number 2. Invalid names. Go to Formulas tab. Select Name Manager. Wow. To fix this, first thing, there might be valid names. Click on Filter here, Names with Errors. Select the first one, scroll to the bottom, hold the Shift key, and click the last. Then delete them. This isn't the cleanest way to delete invalid names, but it is usually good enough for most workbooks. If you run macros, export workbooks from another application, or somehow integrate the workbooks with another app, the chances are it may have hidden names. To delete them, you will need to run some VBA code. Showing how to code will take a few minutes. A more efficient way is to ask Google. Many kind people on the net share their VBA codes to solve this very problem. Range names are not always a bad thing. It is widely used among advanced Excel users. When it's used right, it helps to make things more efficient. It becomes a bad thing if it isn't used correctly in the first place, or more commonly seen when you copy or move worksheets across workbook without realizing that it breaks the name range. Worse, you will copy the invalid names over. If part of your process you copy or move workbooks every time, then you might end up having lots of invalid names. Remember this. A sick workbook can be contagious. Reason number 3. Circular referencing. I believe most Excel users experience this before. Just like human, going around in circles will make Excel busy without achieving much. Whether or not it causes performance issues, it is always a good practice to resolve all circular referencing before you close the workbook. There is no quick fix like the previous two. You have to trace and fix each of them. Go to Formulas tab, click on the little arrow beside error checking, and hover over circular references. Click on an item, and it will bring you to the cell that contains circular references. And you just have to fix it. Repeat this through the list if you have more than one cell with circular references. In my experience, the best way to avoid circular referencing and keep it that way even when the workbook gets complicated is to ensure consistency in terms of structure and referencing. If you write functions or formulas randomly, the chances are if you move a cell or insert a row, it will run into circular referencing, and worse still, it will be harder to resolve. Reason number 4. Too many functions. I think everyone knows this, and if you have too many volatile functions, it will make things even worse. A couple of examples of volatile functions are offset, today, now. 2 ways to fix this. The most straightforward one is to turn off automatic calculation. to prevent Excel from calculating every time a reference cell changes. The downside is you have to manually trigger the calculations when you need it. And when you manually trigger the calculation, it will still take time to calculate, just that it doesn't happen as frequent as turning on auto calculation. Those who are not familiar with this might forget to trigger the calculations before they use or rely on output or the report. Another way is to remove the functions. This only works well if you apply a consistent functions to a large number of entries. Consider using Power Query. You can build a custom functions column within Power Query. Reason number 5. Data is just too big. Although Excel allows you to use up to over a million rows by 16,000 columns, I don't think a typical computer can handle that big of data. May not be even half of it. This is again no quick fix. The practical way of fixing this is to remove the data. You have to rethink if you really need the data in the workbook. Would it be possible to save the data in a separate file and summarize the data into the key data points that are required in your calculations? Bring only the summary into this workbook. Before we have Power Query, it could be a nightmare, especially if you need to repeat the summarization steps every time or every month. But with Power Query, it helps us automate the summarizations and importing only the needed data into the workbook. There are of course more than 5 reasons why your workbook is laggy. If after trying all these steps and it still doesn't work, drop us an email. That's all for this episode. Like and share this video with your fellow Excel user. See ya!